Yeah, man, we live and direct. Paparazzi TV. We got something new and different for y'all. Something fresh, man. We got the lovely Mimi Jones in the house.
How y'all doing?
We good. Now, we done had everybody, man. We done had rappers, producers, different type of entertainers, man. But we never had an actual musician. So, Mimi, you're the first musician to ever come on Paparazzi TV.
That's what's up. Thanks for having me.
Now, I know about your history, and we're gonna get deep into a lot of different things. But for those that don't know, tell them a little bit about Mimi Jones.
So, the story about Mimi Jones, I'm a girl from the Bronx, the Boogie Down Bronx, right here in New York City. I kind of got into music when I was about 12. I was feeling Michael Jackson, so I told my dad, like, I want to play in his band. I want to play guitar. So he was like, well, you're going to have to go to this school in Harlem called the Harlem School of the Arts. I went there. I was like a kid in a candy store. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to dance, play music, write, all of that. So my parents kind of let me do that. I went on to high school, to music and art high school. I started getting good and really practicing and, just making it like a priority. And the next year, I went to college for it. I continued. And I ended up staying in New York City, and I went to the Manhattan School of Music. And from there, I just started traveling the world. I didn't even make my graduation because my first gig was in Japan, and we had to leave. So, I got my degree, and I just went out on the road, and I've been out here
Ever since?
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for a long time. You've been doing it a lot of years. Now, what gave you the inspiration, besides Michael, what gave you the inspiration to want to pursue this full time as an actual career where to this day you pretty much, as far as I know, you don't have no 9 to 5. This is how you pretty much eat every single day.
Right. Well, definitely my parents used to play a lot of jazz around the house. Miles Davis, Nancy Wilson, John Coltrane, the whole gamut. And they also played a lot of soul and a lot of James Brown and just things that Al Green, people that just like affected the whole world. Everybody's listening to this
timeless music.
Yes. And so it was kind of like in me, and they also listened to different styles of music too. Like there was always some kind of like Latin thing going on, or African thing, or like just whatever. And then because of the time period, so I'm gonna give up my age. I'm 43. I turned 43 this year, and so it was the beginning of hip hop. I was kind of young, like when I was coming up, like when I really started listening, was kind of like Big Daddy Kane and like LL Cool J and that kind of stuff. And Run DMC, they were like really popular. So from like when I got my little history lesson from the other guy just now, I could see that's like the next generation. It was one before that. So and Dougie Fresh, that kind of stuff. And I've always mixed in different styles of music into the jazz because that's that's where I'm from. I was in the Bronx with all of the South Bronx to be exact.
And that was going to be my next question, because you're not just a jazz musician. You've mastered like about 8 to 10 different genres, literally.
Thank you. I don't know about master because it's like you feel like you're always gonna be doing it and trying to get better.
And you play a whole bunch of different instruments. We got this bass in the back right here. So let the people know about the different genres that you do, as well as like the instruments that you play as well, because it takes a lot of work to be a musician, man, and know how to play those instruments.
Well, one of the funniest things, it's not really funny, but since everyone always says it, it's like, wow, you carry that instrument, it's bigger than you. Well, that one is bigger than me. And, I used to have to roll it on a wheel to the train station before I had my car and stuff. But I play that instrument, which is kind of like a classical instrument, so that means that I had to learn classical music too. And then I kind of went into jazz. If you play jazz, usually you have some kind of background in soul, gospel, and Latin, because you got to be able to cover all that stuff. And so then if you could do that, then you can play like pretty much all of the genres.
Anything.
So I was because of my background, I'm just very open to the music. I started getting into electric bass too, because that's like even a different sound. Some people prefer that one. I just like both. It's like a different instrument. Electric bass is more like the guitar, but it's like the last four strings of it, and then you start adding strings lower if you want to go even lower. But so I just have a lot of fun with the two instruments. I also play a little bit of piano so that I can compose, and I sing. So, I added the singing in later. So
layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. You're a multi-talented individual, and in this industry, you have to be multi-talented in order to survive. You can't just focus on one particular thing.
That's right. If you want to work and you want to make it your priority, all of us have to do stuff that, it's kind of like you're in survival mode. You're working, whether it's musically working.
Yeah.
Or it's another job completely. I've done it, my friends have done it, sometimes, I'm always humble about it too, because you just don't know how it's going to be.
You never know.
You try to set it up a certain way, and, knock on wood, I've been doing great, praise God and stuff, so.
Now, I know recently you was on a promo run as well.
Oh,
you
yeah.
went to Chicago, and you were in upstate New York and different places. So talk about that.
So, one thing that I like to do, because I'm kind of an entrepreneur, just like a lot of us out here. I got tired of waiting for a big fish to come by and jump on that. So I just I like to create stuff. And this tour, I have a record label. It's called Hot Tone Music.
All right.
And the label basically records different artists, including myself being one of the artists. And so, because I have a record out, I like to keep it fresh, and I like to spread it out, even if I
different regions.
Yes, exactly. So just now, I hooked up some gigs in the Midwest. I went to Chicago, Colorado, some other places in Michigan, and then I flew back this way, and I went up to Vermont, and I drove straight down on Rhode Island.
I-95.
Yes. But what did I hit? What's that place? New
Providence?
No. I can't remember. I'll remember.
New Haven?
No, it's higher. It's further north. I don't know why it's slipping my mind. But anyway, I hit Connecticut, and then that was a run. And then we did the Blue Note last Tuesday.
Cool,
It was an event, so we just went came all the way down.
So you worked.
And I was driving. I flew the van up, and then I drove.
All right.
While it was flying, and then we had the car, so we did hit all those points.
So you constantly working.
And just trying to figure out the logistics of how to spread the music. It's really important too, because you could sit at home doing it. You could be in New York, killing it, but if it's not, being distributed, so.
Now you was in Germany recently.
Oh yeah.
Talk about that.
Okay, so I also play in a lot of other people's bands, and one band that I've been with for the last 12 years, I would say, is called the Tia Fuller Quartet. Tia is a great saxophonist, and she kind of has a family band. Her sister plays keys, a great drummer. The sister's husband, Rudy Royston, plays the drums. The piano player is Shami Royston, so they're married. So we were out there. We did a residency where we taught kids for the week, and then we did 2 performances. So yeah.
Okay. So you're world versed, you're world traveled. Now, for people who want to be involved in the music industry, what advice do you have for them? Because it's a lot of pitfalls, it's a lot of ups and downs.
Well, just, that would take a long time to go in, but I'll
give
a couple,
exactly,
a couple of points. I would just say, be true to yourself. There are fads and there are gimmicks and stuff, but everything always comes back around. People want to know, who you really are. So don't get caught up in, just being a follower. You could follow to learn how to develop yourself, but, definitely don't be afraid to stand alone and to, lead a pack. And then I would say keep yourself humble, because you never know who is going to give you that next thing that you need. You don't know how it's going to come and how it's going to be packaged. Meaning, the person could be homeless, but they give you the word of the day. So don't be on no high horse or nothing like that. Just accept what you need to accept and always give back.
Now, before we go ahead and fade on out, let them know about the new project you have that's dropping
Okay.
and where they can find the project or your social media outlets and things of that nature.
Okay. So I have two things that's coming up. I actually, like I told you, I have a label, so I'm producing a record. So I just produced this pianist named Louis Perdomo. His stuff is coming out, and we're about to do some shows in New York City.
Okay.
We're going to be at this place on July 25th called the Jazz Gallery, and I'll be in the band, so I'll be there. And we'll also be at St. Peter's Church on that's August 6th. Then with my stuff, I'm gonna every week, as you know, I'm at this place called it's actually called Symphony Space, but our series that we do on a weekly basis is called the Lab Session. And what it is we experiment with music, with jazz, all kinds of styles, hip hop, poets, everything. Just come through. We're there from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And you've done it with me,
Yeah,
so you
definitely.
know
Yeah,
how we roll. And then I'm going to be in Connecticut at the Bushnell Park. That's a big outdoor festival on August 10th. So come through to that if you're up north. And then just how to reach me, you can reach me at mimijonesmusic.com. You could also reach me at my label website, which is hottonemusic.com. So, and then Facebook, just type in Mimi Jones or Hot Tone Music, and you'll find us.
So, y'all got all the information. Anybody that want to go ahead and book her for interviews or things of that nature, go straight to the website and y'all go and get her. Mimi Jones.
Yeah, man.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming. Popparotz TV, something new, something fresh, something different. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Young House in the building. Mimi Jones in the building. Jazz meets hip hop. And we're going to go ahead and make this thing work. We out.